Welcome to my site code diaries. Today we are going to see a video in the MVC.NET series State Management from Client Side. Before starting, let me introduce myself. I am Jitendra Ganekar. I am a Psycho 10 certified developer working as an architect and consultant in Mumbai. So let's see what we are going to see in this video. We will see what is state management. What are the different state management techniques? We are going to see the client-side techniques, that is hidden fields, cookies, query string, ViewData, ViewBag, TempData. Then finally we will see ViewData versus ViewBag versus TempData. So basically difference between ViewData, ViewBag and TempData. Before moving ahead, let me request you, if you are watching this video first time, please subscribe to the channel. Please click on a bell icon to get a latest update. And if you like the video, don't forget to share, click on a like button and share it with the others. Do provide your feedback via the comments. So let's start today's topic. So we'll see what is state management. State is something that is part of your application. So in your application there might be user list, there might be product list, or any data which is your part of application is called as a state. What is state management? It is a process of synchronizing the state of the application over the multiple requests for same or different pages. So whatever state of your application, that is synchronizing, and it is keeping that value across the multiple requests. If there is any update, that the update should also happen on that values, those states. That process is called as a state management. Why we need a state management in web application? So websites runs on the HTTP protocol. HTTP is a stateless protocol. Okay, so it doesn't hold the state values. So each HTTP request does not know about the previous request. So it doesn't know anything about the previous request. So there might be a case in your application there you might need a data of the previous request that is not available because HTTP is a stateless protocol. To resolve this issue, ASP.NET use state management techniques. So we are going to see what are those state management techniques. The different state management techniques. You have two types of state management. One first is the client side and second is the server side. Client side, in client side page management, the information is stored on the client system. So whatever data is there, whatever state is there, that information is stored on the client side system. Whereas in server side state management, we keep all the information in the server memory. So client side, it stores data about the on the client system. Server side, it stores the data in the server memory. So what are the different techniques of a client side? We have a hidden field, we have a view state, cookies, control state, query string, view data, view bag, and temp data. And what are the server side ones? Session state, application state, profile properties, cache. In this video, the scope of this video, we are going to see hidden field, cookies, query string, view data, view bag, temp data. That is a client side state management technique for MVC. So that is the scope of this video. We will make a separate video for the server side one. Okay, but for this video, the scope is a MVC client side state management techniques. So it will include hidden fields, cookies, query string, view data, view bag, and temp data. Let's see what is hidden field. So hidden field is used to hide your data on client side. It is not directly visible to the user on UI, but we can see the value in the page source. So basically it is that if you must have used in the HTML also, it is the tag which is used on in the HTML. Okay, it stores the data, it holds the value, but you can't see that on the page. Okay, but if you see the page source, you can easily see that value. Okay, so hidden field, how does it looks like? if you have used in HTML, in the view rendering, you will see this code HTML hidden, where first part is your hidden field name and the second part is the value of the hidden field. Okay, so this is how you can use it at the on your Razor view. So how does it get translated into HTML? It will be an input field, okay, which is hidden. Okay, type is a hidden. Okay, this it means it will not visible on the web page, but it can be seen on the page source. Okay, so this is how you can use the hidden field. HTML hidden for, okay, HTML hidden for is a strongly typed method that is bound with the model class. So in your view rendering, generally where your view rendering is bind to the model class, so you might have to use the models. Okay, so when you want to hold the value of the model, then you can use a HTML hidden for. Okay, so it can be used like this, where HTML dot hidden for m user ID. Here user ID is m is my model class, m dot user ID is my property of that model class, and I'm setting the value to the 1. So this is how you can use for the hidden field for the strongly type method, where you can use the hidden field. Okay, so this will get translated similar like this. Okay, where you will have an input field. Okay, this is also you cannot see on the web page, but it will be visible in the page source. So when to use the hidden field? First, this is not recommended if you want to store a sensitive data. As you can see, it is visible on the page source. You should not be using it if you want to store any sensitive data. It's only used to store a small amount data which is frequently changed. So the non-sensitive data, and which is small amount, that only we can use, that only you can save in the hidden field. So then only if you have a small amount data and it is not a sensitive data, then only use the hidden field. Let's see what are cookies. Cookies provide a means in application to store a user specific information. Cookies provides the option to store the user specific information. A cookie is a text file stored in the computer's browser. Okay, so cookie is a text file which is stored in the computer browser, which allows you to store and retrieve information on the client side. A web page instructs the browser to store information upon the initial visit, and when the user returns to the website, the cookie is added to the HTTP header. So basically, cookie is a text file which is stored in the computer browser. Okay, it's a text file. The data is stored in the text file. Okay, and first visit, the browser will instruct that you should need to create a cookie. So there will be you might write a code to generate a cookie, and when user returns to the website, this cookie is get added into the HTTP header. So that is how data is get transferred. Cookie contains, first is it's a name value pair containing the actual data. It's a name value pair data. It has an expiry date. So, okay, so which is to which it is valid. Okay, then the domain and the path of the server to which it should be sent. So which domain and what is the path of that server where it should be stored. So that the information is collected in the cookie. So this is this is what cookie contains. Okay, then what are the limitation of a cookie? First limitation is the most browsers support the cookies of up to 4096 bytes. So data which is stored is 4096, that is the maximum bytes data. The browser also imposes a limitation on how many cookies your site can store on the user computer. Most of the browsers allow only 20 cookies per site. So it has a limitation of how many cookies you can generate. Okay, so in one browser you can generate, most of the browser allows only 20 cookies per site. Further, there is a persistent cookie. What is persistent cookie? It is stored as a text file on a hard disk of a computer, and this is also known as a tracking cookies. Okay, so there are some cookies which are stored on the text file, those stored as a text file on the hard disk. Okay, so those are called as a tracking cookies. Whereas what is non-persistent cookies? It is stored temporarily and also known as a session based cookies or memory cookies. So it is It is only for the temporary purpose, okay, for which the cookie are stored. How will you write the cookie code? So here you can see the HTTP cookie is your class. Okay, you can define cookie name, like I have defined here my cookie. You have a cookie, whatever the values which you want to show. Website I have stored as a website value as this one. I added the expiry as a 1 month, and when you want to add it to the cookie, it will be goes under response cookies dot add. Okay, when you want to retrieve it, it will be again the same object, HTTP cookie, but it will be request dot cookies. Okay, it will be request dot cookies. So that way you can get the cookie value and whatever the cookie object, that website. So this is how you can store and retrieve the cookie values. Now let's see query string. Query string is a set of a characters tracked onto the end of the URL. The query string begins after the question marks and can include one or more parameters. Each parameter is represented by the unique key value pair or a set of a two linked data. I think query string you must be knowing it. Okay, so whenever there is a URL, this URL, if you see this URL, https www.example.com product page, question mark ID is equal to 112. So query string is something where you can use the you want to pass a data from one page to another page via the URL itself. So here I am passing a product page value, ID value as a 112. So there might be my product page which is displaying my product data, and that product ID is 112. I am getting that one from 112. I am getting the details and I will be displaying on the page. So this is called as a query string. Okay. So let's see what are the query string limitations. All the attributes and values are visible to the end user, therefore they are not secure. If you see all those values, like here in this example, you can see ID 112, it is a plain text. Okay, so this is not, you cannot pass the secure or a sensitive data through the query string. So it is not a secure way. There is a limit to URL length of 255 characters. You know, the URL string length, maximum cases it is 255 characters length. Okay, that is the limitation. So you cannot pass a huge value in the query string, or you cannot pass the multiple parameters also, because the length of the URL will increase. But what are the query string advantage? It is supported by all the browser. You can use it in all the browser, and it is easy to use, and no extra effort is needed needed to code. As you can see, it is just passing to the URL, so you do not need any extra code, or is it easy to use. Now let's see ViewData. What is ViewData? It is a dictionary type that stores the data internally and used to transfer data from controller to view. It is valid only in the current request. So basically, the ViewData is used to pass the data from the controller to view. So whenever you want some data to be passed from the controller to the view, okay, then you use the ViewData. It is valid only in the current request. So it is, once it is used, it will not be you cannot access it. So it's only valid in the first request itself. How to add it? If you see the code here, so ViewData is added like this, where I am giving a ViewData text as I am ViewData, okay, and I am passing it to the view of the index. Okay, so this is my controller method where I am adding the value. Okay, and then in the view I am using like this ViewData and the value of that ViewData text. If I run the page, you will see like in h1 tag I am a ViewData. Okay, so this is how the data is passed. So this is only used in once. So once it is used here, it will not be accessed in the subsequent request. Okay, so this is how you use the ViewData. It is used to pass a value or pass a information or pass a state from controller to the view. Then what is the ViewBag? ViewBag task is the same as that of ViewData. So how does the whatever the way ViewData is work, the same way ViewBags work. It is also used to transfer a data from controller to view. So we are passing a data from controller to the view, then we will use a ViewBag. However, the only one difference is that ViewBag is an object of a dynamic property introduced in C# 4.0. So ViewBag use the dynamic property. Okay, so there's a class type, right? So the class values are used. So there is no casting is required in the ViewBag. Okay, so how does it works? So you in the action method, it is similar. If you say ViewData, it is similar way, but it is using a property. So this is a dynamic. Okay, that is used in a C# 4. Okay, so ViewBag dot message, I am giving a value. How does it use? Similar, how would we use it to ViewData? Similarly, ViewBag is used, but there is no type casting is required. Okay, it is direct message. Okay, so if it is the string, then it will be string. If it is an integer, it will be integer. And here I can see in H1 I am ViewBag. So this is what the ViewBag is. ViewBag is also used for passing data from controller to view. The only difference is, or one major difference is, that ViewBag are use the dynamic property. So there is no casting is required. Okay, you do not have to make the, if there is an integer data, it will pass it as an integer. If you have a string data, it will pass it as a string. Then you have a TempData. Now what is TempData? TempData is used to transfer data from view to controller, controller to view, or from one action method to another action method of the same or different controller. TempData stores the data temporarily and automatically removes it after retrieving a value. So TempData can be used to pass the data from one action to the another action. Okay, one view to the another view. Once it is used, it's a temporary store. Once it is used, it gets removed. Okay, so how does it? So I have one action here, index action, where I am using a TempData website, my site code ID. This data I can access in another action method. Sorry, in the controller method. Here about method is there, where I can, how can I access this? TempData dot contains key. So what is the key here? Website. Website is a key. So I'm checking TempData dot contains website. Is it website is accessed? Then I'm reading it. Website is equal to TempData website to string. Okay. So this is how you can use the TempData. TempData can be used from action method to passing the data from action method to action, controller view to controller, controller to view. So it can be used for a multiple action. Okay, and TempData data temporarily it stores the data temporarily and it automatically removes it after retrieving a value. Let's see very important and very a favorite question of an interviewer. What is the difference between ViewData, ViewBag and TempData? So let's see the difference. ViewData, ViewBag and TempData. ViewData, key value dictionary collection. So if you say ViewData and TempData are same, both use the key value dictionary collection, whereas the ViewBag is use the type object. ViewData is faster than ViewBag. Type conversion code is required while enumerating. So type conversion is both required for both ViewData and TempData. ViewBag doesn't require it because it is user dynamic. Okay, so there is no need to type conversion. What is if its value becomes null if redirection has occurred. Okay, so TempData, see, whenever the ViewData is used, and if there is a redirection, then that value will become null. Similarly, ViewBag will also same way it will work. It will become null. So if there is a redirection, then you have to use the TempData. TempData is used to pass a data between two consecutive requests. ViewData, it lies only during the current request. Okay, ViewBag is also work the same way. It lies only during the current request, whereas TempData only works during the current and subsequent request also. Okay, the ViewData is available from MVC 1.0 and above. Similarly, TempData is also available in MVC 1.0 and above. ViewBag is available from MVC 3.0 and above. As you see, it is using a ViewBag, it is using the dynamic which is available up in C# 4.0. So it is available from 3.0 and above. Okay, so this is the difference between ViewData, ViewBag and TempData. Okay, this is a very important question. I think the most interviewer asked them, if you are giving an interview on the MVC.net, then most interviewer ask this basic question. Okay, so it is the most favorite interviewer question. So please go through it again. So ViewData and ViewBag and TempData. So we are done for today's video. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel by clicking on a subscribe button. Please click on a bell icon to get a latest update. If you like the video, please click on a like button. Do share the video with your friends and family, and please provide your feedback via the comment. And also please let me know what are the topics which you would like to cover in my video. Please comment those topics in the comments so that I can take that. Thank you. Thanks for watching.